This is Charlie and Rich with the Operation Legacy Coaching Series. We're talking about exercise 13 today on page 128 of the workbook. It's Education and Lifelong Learning. And Charlie, when I read this title, I think about someone being a learner. Mm-hmm. So what do you think about when I say, what is a learner and a lifelong learner?
Well, in my opinion, every day we learn what to do or what not to do. Life is a university, and sometimes it's the university of hard knocks. So when we think about education, you've got formal education, you've got informal education, and every educational point is valuable. So in your transition process, learn, not only did we say in the last session, learn from your mistakes, but lifelong learning also is key. If I can just share a personal story. In 1986, I joined McDonnell Douglas, which is it's an aerospace company in California. I was in Long Beach, California. And that's where I continued my aerospace experience. In the military, I was in aerospace. I was in an air wing. And then with McDonnell Douglas, lifelong learning for me, and here's my point, was learning every aspect of the commercial aerospace market. In the military, I worked on fighter jets. But in the commercial field, lifelong learning to me was learning blueprints, learning new processes, learning how the commercial aircraft is built. As time went on, Boeing bought out McDonnell Douglas, and then it was educational learning. I had 3.5 years of junior college, and I used my GI Bill to pay for that in 1971. And as we went on in aerospace, and I just left the aerospace company after industry after 25 years, after the age of 50, I not only earned the bachelor's, master's, but doctoral, which is under the umbrella of lifelong learning. And so we never stop learning. And that's just my example of.
Thanks for that example. And if you thought you heard Charlie wrong, and I need to repeat this because most people do, he earned his bachelor's, master's, and doctoral degree after the age of 50. So that eliminates all excuses of being too old to go back to school and too old to learn. And he did that with a very long commute. So it's a matter of using the principles in this book and focusing in on it. I went back to school for my doctorate degree at the age of 45 myself. And that's when I had a full family at home and all the family issues and everything. So it was a matter of looking at the life wheel and setting priorities and getting the support system in place. It's very possible. But we do want to point out that learning doesn't just come from a classroom or from a big degree. As a matter of fact, you don't even have to necessarily go the formal route to get an education. It might open up doors and it might be easier, but what we want you to do is be curious about learning. We want you to always be intentionally learning something in your life, whether it's from a school or a classroom or tapes or CDs or videos or seminars. We want you to always be curious and always be learning something new and something that can help build your skills and your knowledge to help you in your life and to help others.
Exactly. And on page 130, we go into the different types of learning. As you're going through this material, you'll be able to read it and find out what is best for you. 131, more journaling pages. So in summary, and the point and what you can take away from this is lifelong learning is very, very important. If you don't keep your mind stimulated, if you don't continue to be inquisitive about life, your life and your family and the industries that you want to go into, if you do not do that, then a downward spiral may start happening. You've got to keep yourself sharp. You've got to keep yourself focused and on point and moving forward.
Absolutely. Keeps your mind healthy. It ties into that mind, body, and spirit health. And if you think about it, nobody can take your knowledge away from you.
Exactly.
There's a lot of things that life and circumstances and people can take from you, but nobody can take your knowledge away from you. So put together a learning plan, put together a training plan for your life, and go ahead and take it. You'll enjoy it. When the mind works, it gets healthy, and it becomes an enjoyable process, and it also has a payoff.
Excellent. So thank you. More to come. The next session will be exercise 14 on page 132.